I just thought of a really good analogy for why internet porn doesn't give you pleasure. So, the reason why the internet porn doesn't give you pleasure, this is the analogy, right? Imagine someone's like grabbed you by here, right? Someone's like grabbed you here by the scruff, and then he's just punching you again and again and again like that. And he's just hitting you again and again, and you just can't stop it. Now, what internet porn is like, right? That's internet porn. It's the guy who's grabbing you here and he's just hitting you. Now, when you use internet porn, that punching stops. And as a user, what you're doing, right, is you're thanking the guy for stopping hitting you, and you're like, oh, thank God, thank you so much for stop hitting me. Like, I can't. What would I do without you? And then after you finish your session, he grabs you again, and he just continues to smack you again and again like that. When you view internet porn as pleasurable, when you're grateful for it, you're being grateful to someone who's hurting you, right? When you're not using porn, you're feeling that craving. Non-users don't suffer from that, right? Non-users, this is the craving. When he grabs you here and he's punching you, that's the craving. That's that nervous, insecure feeling when you don't have porn, and when you don't have it for a few days, you're kind of itching for it. You're like, you got that tug of war and you really want it, right? That feeling is you getting hit again and again. And then when you finally use it, you're like, oh, thank God. He stops punching you and you're like, finally a moment's rest. Thank you for stop punching me, man. Thank you so much. And then, as soon as you finish orgasm, he grabs you again and just starts smacking you again. How can you be grateful? And how can you view that as pleasurable? How can you thank the guy he's hitting you in the first place? You don't have to do this. You don't have to keep letting him hit you like that. That's the pleasure of porn. The pleasure of porn is a genuine pleasure. It's a cessation of aggravation, right? It's a temporary, partial pausing of that pain. Now, the reality of it actually is this, right? He's punching you loads, he's grabbing you here, and he's punching you loads, right? And then when you use porn, instead of punching you like hard, he just punches you a bit softer. It still hurts. That's still not nice. I'm obviously not punching myself hard, but imagine when you're proper PMO addict, it's like bam, 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 like it's just like life just sucks. You wouldn't thank the guy who's hitting. That's why there's no pleasure in it, because he's hurting you. You're hurting. You're just trying to get back to that state that you were like before a PMO user. Here's a non-user not getting punched. Here's a user, bam, 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 getting punched. Okay, stop. Back to punch, bam, 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 getting punched. Okay, use porn, punching slows down. Okay, now I'm not using porn. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I'm going to use porn. Still annoying, still hurts. You stop using porn, boom, boom, boom. And now here's a non-user. I'm not even getting punched. Do you see, when you're using PMO, right? When you use PMO, you're trying to get back to the state of what a non-user experiences all the time. A non-user experiences this, no punching. Look how beautiful it is outside. I'm experiencing life, and I'm not here to brag. I'm just trying to. I'm not trying to rub it in your face. That's the last thing I'd do to someone who's in the position that I was extremely damaged by. But you see what I'm trying to say. The reason why there's no pleasure is because the pleasure you're getting is a partial, like it's a partial relief, partial and temporary relief of that aggravation. Imagine you get bam, 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 and then you use porn, and then it's still hurt. It's hurting me, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to hurt myself on the video, but you see what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't give you pleasure. You wouldn't, if there was like an annoying alarm ringing and then it just stopped. This is what it talks about in easy peasy method. Say there's like a neighbour's like burglar alarm going off and it's really pissing you off and it stopped. That isn't pleasure in the same way that you kind of like hang out with your mates or like looking at the sunshine. That's real pleasure. Or like reading a book. Like I'm actually reading the easy peasy method right now. I read it a lot because obviously like I'm trying to really, really learn as much as I physically can about this stuff. But that, do you see what I mean? You wouldn't be grateful for someone who is hitting you when they stop. when instead you could just be not hit. You'd still hate that guy. You'd still hate that guy, wouldn't you? Imagine if you're getting bullied and he's like hitting you loads. You'd hate that fucking guy. And the thing is, you do hate that guy. But the good news is that you can actually quit it very easily with the easy peasy method. If you haven't read it already, just fucking read it. Jesus Christ. You're probably watching it. If you're watching this, you probably have already read it. But you see what I'm saying? There's no pleasure because it's just a cessation, partial and temporary cessation of an aggravation. Get that into your head because that's the truth. That's the truth. People talk about easy peasy being brainwashing and stuff. They think that, oh, it's just placebo, it's just brainwashing. But that's the truth. That's the truth. And you know it's the truth because when you go for ages without PMO, that banging starts to get even further and then it's more pleasurable upon stopping. That is obviously not a genuine pleasure, that's an addiction. Kill that big brainwashing monster stone dead and take this on board, man, and read easy peasy. Peace.